Alright, ladies and gents. I think we are nearing the end of the finish line with these Playmates figures. So, you probably read the title of this video. We're going to be finishing it off with the 7-inch Battle Roar figures. This Battle Roar Godzilla, Battle Roar Kong. And then there's one more that's coming out, which is the Supercharged Godzilla. This video, again, is sponsored by Playmates and Warner Bros. So thank you so much for providing these figures. Yeah, let's crack this baby open. Let's take a look at the Battle Roar figures, which genuinely actually wasn't really too fond of it at first, but now I actually quite am. So we're about to find out. All right. Ah, yes, I see them. I see them. I see them. All right. First up, our Battle Roar Godzilla. Our Battle Roar Kong. Alright, here they are. I'm debating what should I start off with first. I mean, look, putting these side by side, these are pretty awesome. Kong or Godzilla? I mean, last time for the mega figures, I did Godzilla first again. So, let's switch back to the pattern. Kong first. So, move Godzilla aside for now. We'll come back to him in a bit. So, let's look at Kong first. Battle Roar Kong. This is 7 inches, but I don't think this box is any bigger. I would love to pull up the other boxes right now, but they're all the way on the other side of the room in the closet, and I'm too lazy to do it. So I'm pretty sure the size of the box is the same as the 6-inch one. So despite the figure being slightly bigger, no accessories. As you can see, it's just a figure. You got the nice Try Me edition on here. Kind of like how it's attached, pointing towards the button. Now you've been wondering, where can I press that button to try him in stores if I'm not buying him? Back here. There's a hole carved out in here for you to attempt to click the button, which we'll do in a second. Monsterverse Battle Roar Kong. That is a nice font right there. Blockbuster movie, Toho Legendary Playmates. Requires 3 button batteries included, thank God. Monster button, monster battle sounds, and then on top you got the Godzilla and Kong logo. Nothing at the bottom, nothing on the side, and then here's the back. The movie description, and then you've got the 2 Battle Roar figures shown on the back, showcased on the back. Monster battle sounds. There's Godzilla, there's Kong, and then there's the button, of course. Really like that. So now let's actually try pushing him from the packaging, and then we'll take him and do it again, obviously. So. Okay, there's that. Unfortunately, there's no lights because that's a feature for the mega figures. So, yeah. Let me show you what it looks like pushing it back here. Yeah, just like that. Pretty much just like that. Okay, so that being said, that's pretty much it for the package. So let's take this monkey out and let's take a look at him. So, snip time. Monkey! Yeah! Now, like I said, in the beginning, when I first saw the images, I looked at the face, I'm like, well, goddamn, he looks ugly. And I think a lot of people thought the same way too, like, yeah, he's a much goofier looking Kong here, not really accurate, you know? Not really, just not a good figure in general, but don't judge a book by its cover, because once I have this now in hand, it is not bad, and you'll be quite surprised at what this figure can do. There is this really unique play feature here, and there's a feature here that just exceeds from other figures, and it really blew my mind. I was genuinely impressed with it. We'll get to it in a bit, but like I'm just gonna say this figure lived up to my expectations. It's not bad. First and foremost, with the size, how big is it? Well, it is 7 inches, so that means it's slightly bigger than your normal 6-inch figures. So here's your 6-inch Kong. Wow, 1 inch really did make a difference, because this monkey is much bigger than this monkey. So yeah, there is some difference in terms of the size, but yeah, so there is that. But you do realize this is, after all, a Battle Roar Kong. It is a Kong that makes sound. And Playmates have also done another one like that, but on a much larger scale. In fact, it is 13 inches. And of course, I'm talking about the Mega Punching Kong with lights and sound, which is not even in frame whatsoever. There he is. I'm gonna really adjust him because, well, yeah. So I'm gonna first start off with the battle roar, just because I want to compare these two, because they have the same feature, which is the battle roar, except the Mega one here has the lights and sounds. So let's show you. So first and foremost, where do you press the button? Well, I showed you in the package. It's in the back here. So let's push it once and listen to him. Alright, so your average battle roars. What about the 13-inch? That's right, they share the exact same sound programming. So, thank you, Mega Monkey. Yeah, they share the same battle roar effects. It's the same sounds you hear for both of them. So, that leaves the question, is this figure worth it then? Why would I bother spending money on this when I can blow more on the bigger, better monkey that's 13 inches with a big battle axe and can twist and have articulation and look so much cooler? Well, of course, this is much cheaper. This figure is a figure meant to be put on display, not necessarily one to be played, because he is in some locked poses depending on the mold, so you're just stuck with this pretty much. So, other than that, it is not bad. I just want to say the paint job on this gloss is very consistent throughout the entire figure, and it keeps the figure clean. It keeps the figure's quality just all in one, and I think that is where it really exceeded. Now, articulation really lacks on this figure. Legs can move like this. That's pretty much it. You can't move the knees. You can move the feet, sort of. Not exactly. Now his hands, you can see this one is like an elbow lock, like that. Oh, look, he's doing a sign language. Whoa, spoiler. But that's pretty much as far as he can move, but he can move the wrist too, so he can, like, yeah, it looks like he's punching himself if he does that. So there's that, and then the other arm, you can kind of move it back like this. You can move the wrist as well, but like I said, you can only do so much. You can only do so much with him. And of course, the head is non-articulable whatsoever. However, let me get to it. So, paint job, no like details, no nothing. The chest here is slightly different color with the scratch marks, and it has the speakers on it, of course, to omit the sound for the battle roar. And then here's his face. Yeah, that goofy face print. Now, it may look goofy, alright, but there's something really impressive about it, and that is the fact that this entire head is soft rubber. Look as I'm pressing on it. Obviously you can't feel it, but look at my hand as I'm pressing on it. That's right, you can see the squishiness, you can see the bouncing. This is soft plastic, soft rubber. Why am I impressed by that? Well, look at his face when I push the button. Isn't that cool? Because it looks like he actually has muscle movement when he's making that face. That is so cool. And he actually looks pretty genuine when he's doing the facial expressions. So yeah, I love the fact that they have soft rubber here to mimic his muscle movement, and that gives so much expression and depth to this figure. So overall, I am impressed with that. Really impressed, and that is my favorite thing about this figure. And then of course you got the button in the back which sticks out. You also see there's screw holes, of course. Whatever. You're gonna display this monkey on the front anyway, so you're gonna barely see the screw holes. But of course, it's just bothering. Of course, this part is necessary. That's where the batteries are stored, and that's where we're gonna change the batteries. And yeah, just like overall, back doesn't look the prettiest, of course, but on the front, he looks really good, especially the face. Although the face is a bit goofy, the articulations are very limited, it is still a genuinely pretty good figure. I see this doing pretty well on the table or on the shelf. So It may not have the nicest looks, but definitely the Battle Roar, although it's pretty much the same as the Mega Punching Kong, the programming and all that's the same. I kind of wish it was different, but obviously, what more can you do? They haven't made a gazillion roars for Kong, so I totally understand that. But yeah, like, it's not bad, but I don't think this should be a priority if you're gonna really want to get into collecting these figures on a budget. I'd say try the 6-inch ones first, but this Kong's not bad, but it definitely has areas that it can improve on. But yeah, no, the fact that the head is rubber with all the facial expressions, that just blew me off the charts. I am very impressed with it. So overall, this Kong is really, really good. But I think there are better ones out there, without a doubt. So my final score for him will be a 7 out of 10. I was planning to give him a pretty low score, but like I said, don't judge a book by its cover, because I'm telling you, once you get him, you will be not disappointed. Maybe with the face, but apart from that, not disappointed. Because the Google images or like the package, the way they printed the face on like the packaging and stuff, they kind of screwed it up with the rendering and everything. So I guess that's why it looks goofy. But on the physical actual, like the actual model, it's not bad at all. So yeah, with that being said, that's it for Kong. So let's move on to Battle Roar Godzilla. Alright, Kong is all finished. It is now time to look at the Battle Roar Godzilla. Now, when I saw the images, I was like, yeah, I wanted to get Godzilla because he looked cool. So here we go, we have Battle Roar Godzilla. Now, I will say, I know the Battle Roar Kong came out way earlier, and people did reviews on it, which was great. But this Battle Roar Godzilla wasn't out yet by that time, so I wanted to wait till both Godzilla and Kong were out for the Battle Roar figures, then I'd do them all at once in this video. So that's why I said to Warner Bros. When I was contacting them, I'm like, can you hold back on the Battle Roar Kong? I want to get both Kong and Godzilla once, and they're like, sure. So there's that. So now patience is paid off. Let's take a look. Monsterverse, Battle Roar Godzilla, blockbuster movie, Godzilla and Kong, Toe, legendary Playmates, monster battle sounds right there, and then this Try Me button, or Try Me extension, is actually slapped in the middle. Really nice. This is a really nice style packaging, I must say. He's got the tail, and then bottom, got the assembly instructions, nothing on the side. The same thing you see on the back with the Battle Roar features. Obviously, there's no giant hole because the button's on the back, so you don't have to stick your finger through a giant hole to click the button. So there's that. Movie description, blah blah blah, and all that. Boom. Okay, the last thing we're gonna do here is try the Try Me. The button is right here. Just like that. So if you're in, it is quite loud. So if this was in the stores and you're like, ooh, what's this? And you click this, which is pretty loud. It will be no surprise that everyone in the store will be looking at you, because this is really loud. So I love the Try Me playability, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're in a public store with many people around. You're just gonna bring attention to yourself. So that being said, let's take him out of the box and look at the figure. Let's do it. Alright, here is our Godzilla out of the package. Now, you know, from the past, most of these Godzilla's tails have been a pain in the butt to put on because of the plastic, and then you gotta warm up the joints. In this case, maybe it's just for me personally, but it was fine. I just stuck it in. I just had to use a little bit of force and the tail went in fine. I didn't need to use a hairdryer for this. Thank God. Maybe it's not like that for all of the Godzillas, obviously, but in this case, for this Battle Roar Godzilla, it was fine for me. So, other than that, it's finally so cool to see a Godzilla figure in a completely different action pose. This looks awesome. I actually am really impressed with this. Now, obviously, what does that mean? Well, if you want to get Godzilla in the swimming position, this is perfect because he's like kind of facing up and his head is not facing down, so when he's in the water, you just lower the tail down or something like that. Then it really looks like this, then it really looks like he is in the water swimming. Because you can actually stick the dorsal fins, you can see his head poking up a bit. You look at that underwater, it really looks like that he's swimming. So, I don't look at it for the sake of the battle roar pose, which is of course the main goal of this figure. I look at it as the way as, yeah, you can see him as he is swimming in the water. So, that is, if you're doing stop motion or something like that, definitely consider this figure because of the pose. And also because of the battle roar, of course. Now, obviously the head is locked in this position, which is fine. The dorsal fins are actually much softer plastic. Much softer. Except the sides here are a little bit harder, but mostly it's like that. Ah, yes, the good old screw holes. You can see, but thankfully it's not on the side and it's more under, so you can just display them like this. You don't really necessarily will see it, so that's pretty good. The speakers are on his chest here, where he omits the sound, and then the place to change the batteries is right here, hence the screw. Now, articulation-wise, only his head, you can sort of move the jaw, but that's part of the battle roar feature. Look, it just springs right back. Can move the arms. This kind of looks like he's about to throw hands, about to like dunk a basketball into a net or something. There's that. Legs, of course. It's Godzilla. There's really not much articulation for him, but boom. There's that. And then of course you can move the feet side to side. Perfect. And then of course the good old tail. This tail is a much different curve, different position. Of course it's still on the ball joints, so that means you can get some good solid articulation going on. So that is really nice. And of course, like I said, because the tail is in a much different than normal position, it just looks cool, you know? So like, because most Godzilla is just straight, but then this one's actually all like curved up and everything, so genuinely that looks pretty cool. Now I did this for Kong, but I didn't do this for Godzilla. I kind of want to save it for near this half. But how big is he? Well, he's also 7 inches, and his color scheme literally matches this Heat Ray Godzilla, the 6-inch Heat Ray Godzilla. So let's put him side by side. And yeah, as you can see, the Battle Roar Godzilla is slightly bigger. You can't really tell the difference, whereas Kong, you can actually really tell the difference. But yeah, you can see the Battle Roar is bigger, but only by that little. Just by that little. But of course, like I said, the color scheme for these two, pretty much the same, except the dorsal fins on the Battle Roar is slightly more dark. Yeah, slightly more dark. So there's that. If you're doing stop motion, you can pretend the Heat Ray Godzilla here is blowing, and then cut frame, and then that looks like he's roaring. Just giving you some ideas out there. Now, the other thing is, like I said, we noticed for Kong, the programming was pretty much the same for the Mega Kong, for the sound. So let's do that first for Godzilla here. The button to press it is right here. It's what you expect, but there's no lights, no nothing. It's just the sound. Now, of course, that means the bigger 13-inch Mega Heat Ray Godzilla with lights and sound has the exact same roar as you would expect. So here he is. Oh boy, he's barely in frame, but boom. same roars. What did you expect? Now, what does that mean? Well, obviously, cheaper. This has lights. This also has stuff that can shoot out. This doesn't. It's the same. Again, there's only 2 roars. Okay, I'm gonna play with the other one for this guy. I call that the Boston Charge roar, and of course for the mega dude. Yep, it's the same. It is the same. So, like I said, for these Battle Roar these Battle Roar figures, which is a cheaper, more affordable version of the bigger 13-inch, but regardless, don't look at this as just cheaper alternative, but it's actually not a bad figure. This and Kong, although this didn't really wow me like the way Kong did, it still had some good things here. Of course, articulation is super limited, but like I said, this will be a really cool, this is a perfect swimming position if he's in the water swimming. So, perfect. Also, like, I'm glad to see it's just a different pose Godzilla. And if you pitch this against a 6-inch Kong, seems like a much more accurate scale. Overall, I give this Battle Royale Godzilla a 8 out of 10. Could use a little more articulation. Kind of wish the dorsal fins would light up the same way Mega Godzilla did, but I can kind of see why. This is a much cheaper version, so it's not bad at all. It's not bad. It's much stronger than Battle Royale Kong, but it has some of its flaws. So 8 out of 10 for this Godzilla. So with that being said, that's it. So now let's wrap up the review by bringing back both of these figures. Oh, these Battle Roar figures. Now, playability wise, because they both lack a lot in articulation, I wouldn't really say they're the best, but like I said, they would look pretty nice on the shelf, especially the Godzilla, given that he's in a slightly different position. And yeah, and these are 7 inches, so they are bigger than the 6 inches by that little bit. And they are slightly more expensive. These are $15 US, whereas the 6 inches are $10 US. So gotta pay for a little bit, and of course that's because of the sound that comes out of them. So like I said, I am impressed with Kong. His face is, although it doesn't look serious, still has good. That facial expression thing will seriously amaze me from now on. The Godzilla is great as well. And overall, I would say yeah, go for these 2 Battle Roar figures. But like I said, it's like a smaller version of the 13-inch Mega figures, and to be quite honest, I would say go big or go home, because yeah, the 13-inch figure is bigger. They got lights, they got accessories, they make the same exact Battle Roars as these guys. So yeah, these shouldn't be, I wouldn't say these would be your number 1 on your list, but if you really want to get all of them, of course, go for these. Definitely go for these. Don't underestimate Kong like I did. And yeah. But apart from that, that's pretty much it for these 2 Battle Roar figures. And that's pretty much, I think that we're done the Playmate stuff, except for the Supercharged Godzilla, which is actually not even released yet. So we'll wait for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Battle Roar figures. If you want to check out the other reviews that I've done, make sure to click through my channel. The playlist should be available in the end screen and the title cards and all that. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And my name is Mark45. These are the 7-inch Battle Roar figures from Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.